Hey y'all, what is up? It's your girl Destiny Arianna, and today I am back with another video. It feels crazy to say that because I feel like I haven't been making videos in a while, but I have some news. I know it's October, practically November, and most of you guys may already know this, but I graduated, and I think now makes approximately 5 months ago. So a lot of you guys have found my channel because I was a college vlogger, vlogging from Bowdoin College, just about my experiences, showing you guys dorm tours, vlogs, the whole nine. And a lot has happened since then. I've been really busy since then. I guess you could say I'm working. I guess you could say I'm a visual artist, but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into all of it. But first, let's go back to graduation.
Destiny Arianna Kearney.
So to be completely transparent, that is also the first time that I, editing this video, that's the first time that I looked at that footage, since graduation. Low-key makes me super emotional. But, 4 years are done, really fast. You guys have literally watched my college life. You guys have watched my college life over the last 4 years online on YouTube, and that is crazy. If you want to hear about graduation, you want to hear my life post-grad and what I'm up to now, stay tuned and keep watching. So I'm really happy to let you guys know what this new chapter of my life is like. Graduation. I believe that I graduated on May 29th of 2021, and honestly, it was really emotional, guys. I mean, I don't know if high school was emotional, but it didn't hit like college graduation hit. One, I've always dreamed about graduating college. I am a first-gen Black and Indigenous woman graduating from a predominantly white institution in one of the whitest states in the country, one of the top liberal arts schools. I can go on, but y'all, processing that out of a pandemic, there was so much that I'm gonna get into that happened, but the emotions, I don't think I felt that emotional in my life. So many different things that I carried for 4 years that I didn't even realize I was carrying came out, and even recalling that is still making me emotional. Y'all don't know I'm a crybaby, so I'm trying not to cry in this video because I think that's very cringy and that's very cliche, but I'm gonna try. It was life-changing, and the fact that COVID made me think that we probably, I didn't even know if I was really gonna be able to have that moment. So to have that moment and be able to reflect on it means so much. It was actually raining on my graduation day, but it's alright because we still got to walk across the stage. My family got to see me graduate, and honestly, that is all that matters to me. But I want to talk a little bit about the events leading up to graduation. So we all know 2020 was not it. It is 2021. COVID was a lot. Being remote for a year basically, and having to spend, I actually spent my senior spring on campus, which is really great. But just dealing with COVID and feeling like I was kind of robbed of a year of my college experience, processing that was a lot. And it really affected my mental health in many ways, and just trying to make normal out of what was no longer normal, dealing with the new normal when I was so used to a specific Bowdoin experience. Trying to mimic that in a pandemic was not it. It was not it. But I am grateful for the opportunity and the experience I've been on campus. But it was a time. It definitely was a time. So some of y'all may know that I majored in Africana Studies, Visual Arts, and Art History, triple major, whatever. I did an honors thesis. So if y'all are doing honors at Bowdoin or honors anywhere, you know how stressful it is to be doing an honors during your senior year. So I was doing my honors, and I decided that I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different. I wanted to do a virtual exhibition for my honors project. I don't feel like getting into all of it right now, but if you're really interested, like, I'll link it down below. But I basically created this whole honors, and it took me such a long time. I ran into so many issues. It just took me such a long time, and I just kept feeling like nobody's taking me seriously because I'm an art major. They completely forgot about the fact that I was also Africana in art history, but I'm an art major. So they're like, oh, but you're like not really doing work. And I'm just like, make it make sense. But anyways, and I was spending so many nights going through revisions. Like, we had to keep sending in things. I kept getting them back. I felt like I was always working on my honors. Like, I really do not understand how I was getting my other coursework done. But everything was, you know, going fine, going stressful, but going fine. And then my life kind of shook a little bit. So I'm going to take us back to April, like the end of April. So I was already stressed. I think I had just submitted, you know, some final parts of my honors project. And I'm kind of getting ready for my presentation, which is my defense. And this is May 1st, and I kind of woke up and I was not feeling like myself. It was just a really bad day. And I get a call from my mom, and she basically told me on the phone while I'm in Maine and they're in New York that my grandmother passed away. And, you know, it just shook everything, you know. And I know that I don't necessarily understand everything, but I know that God's timing is God's timing, and she got called home. But on my end, I was already overwhelmed by school. I was dealing with a lot of social issues. I was dealing with a lot of academic stress and just really going through it, to be completely honest with you. So I just felt like life couldn't get any worse, and then it kind of did. And I just kind of shut down. This was like days before I was supposed to do my defense. And I talked to my advisors, and they were beyond supportive during that entire time. But I talked to the deans, I talked to the advisors, and I was like, listen, I'm going home because I cannot be here and I need to be with my family. And that's kind of what happened. So I went home. I got to go to the funeral, and just here with my family, which was well needed. Just putting that into context, because that adds to the emotion of what I felt graduation day. Like, I graduated on May 29th. My grandmother passed on May 1st. And when I walked across that stage, obviously I felt, wow, like, I really did this. I did this, and not that I didn't think I would do it, but there were times, like, if you watch my videos, I went through a lot in the last 4 years. And I just felt all of the stress of that. And then it's like, it didn't really process me until after I walked across the stage. Like, I just thought about her again. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I wish you could see me. Like, I wish you could see me, and I know you see me. But it just added to that layer of emotion, you know, like being a first generation student, having my family looking at me, investing into me, pouring into me, having my younger siblings looking at me, like my brother's a senior right now, applying to college. Just all of these factors together, and then me knowing the personal and emotional stress that it took me to get through Bowdoin and graduating, in mourning. It was just overwhelming, and I kind of like sucked it all in because it was a happy day, and I didn't want to just be sitting there crying all graduation day, but it was definitely very, very emotional. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience, and I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to have that experience. So I know you're not here just to hear about graduation. You guys want to hear about post-grad. You guys want to hear about what I'm doing. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about how I felt fresh out of Bowdoin. Like, I'm talking about June, July, August, summer after college. So many of you do not know, because I made sure I did not talk about this online, but while I was a senior, I was not applying to any jobs. Like, I did not complete, and you can mark my words, and I'm not saying I'm proud of this. This is my personal decision. I did not fill out any job applications when I was a senior in college at all. I went on Handshake, I went on LinkedIn, I was looking at the jobs every day, but did I fill out an application? No, I did not. I did a fellowship that is basically preparing me to become a professor and to pursue academia. So I was like, I don't really think that I'm gonna be getting a job because that just doesn't seem like where my path is right now. So I was like, okay, I think I'll actually apply to research programs. So I applied to 2 research programs. One was this Yale post-grad program that was basically allowing me to do research at Yale before applying to grad school. So I'd be applying to grad school while I did the fellowship, but it allowed me to get that kind of grad school experience and mirror grad students and all that. And I was like, yes, I love that. That's great. And the next one was IRT, which was Institute for Recruitment of Teachers. So basically that was a program that would give me support and advisor and kind of help me through the grad school process. I was under the impression that if I got the Yale program, I'd be doing that and applying to grad school. If I got IRT, I was under the impression that I would be applying to grad school, but then I would be running my business full time, which I'm a freelance graphic designer and then I'm also an artist. So I was going to launch up my art business and do freelance, figure that out. That's how I was going to be funding myself. And then I would have just applied to grad school and go to grad school the next year. So I got into IRT and I was just like, yes, I'm gonna be doing business full time. I'm gonna be applying to grad school. I was still mentally trying to wrap my head around going to grad school. I was like, yes, we're gonna go to grad school 2022. Like, that's gonna be my time. So since I was under the impression that I was going to be, applying to grad school and then doing my business, I was like, summer is my time. Summer is my time to thrive. So I actually had a really good summer. I spent a lot of time with my family. I was healing. I spent a lot of time to myself, just kind of processing my grandmother's death, just spending time with my family, finding myself again. But don't get me wrong, I was saying like, oh, I'm gonna run my business full time. I didn't even know what it meant or what it was going to mean to be like a full-time business owner. At the time I was 21, but making my business something that was full-time and gonna support me like as a career, I was very nervous about that. That is not something light. So I just wanted to give myself the time to, just heal, take care of myself and just enjoy being out of Bowdoin. Like, y'all, this was the first time that I was not in school. Like, I was like, whoa, like you're telling me that I don't have to go back to a school after this? And I was just basking in that. Like, I was really enjoying it. So now we're gonna hop into currently what's going on, what's happening from the August, September, October destiny. Let us know. So I didn't tell you guys this because I didn't want to ruin it, but shortly after graduation, I want to say around July, I had gotten this message on LinkedIn about this fellowship. I was hesitant. I was like, I think I already know what I want to do. I talked to my mom about it and she was like, why not, like just apply for it and see what happens. So I applied to the fellowship and they had a site at my location. There was like an arts organization. They had all these different sites. So you apply to the fellowship and then once you kind of get in, they kind of assign you to a host site or whatever, which are different organizations that you'll work for as a fellow. So I was selected for the fellowship and I actually got selected into my first choice, which was the arts organization that I was talking about that focuses on youth arts empowerment and just equipping young people in my location with the tools that they need to succeed in the arts. I was just like, wow, like this is really cool. As a practicing artist, I kind of was missing the community service aspect and serving, just practicing by myself and doing that. Like, I'm like, yeah, like I love art and it's great, but I'm missing that giving aspect at this point in my life, wanting to experiment with things that I haven't done. Because I didn't really do internships in college. I was more research based. So it's just like, okay, Destiny, like this is your time to experiment. And I landed here. So I love my job. Just the people that I work with, the organization that I work with. I am learning so much. Like, I actually feel like work is school in a way. Like, I'm learning hands-on. I'm learning from the people I work with. I'm learning from the youth. I'm learning from the people in the community. Like, it is a amazing experience so far. And I've only been there for, 2 months? So along with the fellowship, I'm also still a freelance graphic designer and a part-time artist. So I feel like I've just learned to really embrace myself and the things that I do. Like, it's really cool to say, like I work for XYZ and then I'm also a visual artist, and like I've never considered, like I know that I I always did art, and I'm like, oh, I'm good at it. But I've never considered myself, guys, to be like a visual artist, like on a professional level. And I'm just now really coming into that and owning that. So it's really exciting. And I'm excited to share that with you guys. On my channel, I'm gonna have my own kind of like subsection. So y'all will have like a great user experience for whatever you want to see. Like you'll have your own outlet to see that. So I'm really excited for that going forward. Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I know everything or I got it all together, because I'm only 2 months into my new job. I'm only 5 months out of college. And yes, you know, I'm working for this fellowship. It's a great opportunity. I'm still figuring out how to balance work life, social life, and self-care, mental health, all of these things, family, friends, relationships. I was doing the same thing when I was in college, and I know that as I continue to grow, these are things that I'm always gonna have to deal with, learning how to balance. But it's just been an amazing experience, like graduating and having this level of like, you know, freedom in myself is something that I just haven't had being in school my whole life, and it feels really, really good. It feels freeing. It feels amazing. But I just want to end on a note that, you know, being a new plant mom, this is Monty, my Monstera plant, but being a plant mom has taught me a lot about taking care of yourself. I compare myself to plants a lot, but it's really true. Like the way I care for my plants is the way that I should care for myself. Pouring into myself, you know, nourishing myself, looking for those things that are not making me do so well. Like when you got a yellow leaf or you got a dead leaf or something, you take it out, you make sure it doesn't spread, and you have fungus, you treat it. You know, when you notice that your plant is outgrowing its pot, you know, you see that it's root bound, it's stuck in those ways. You don't want the roots to be root bound. Root bound is basically when it's been in the same pot for so long that, you know, the roots are mimicking that pot, and that doesn't really help growth. It actually stunts a plant's growth. So relating that to myself, you know, understanding that I don't want to be the same person that I was. I don't want to be root bound in my old situations. Like I want to grow, I want to flourish, and the way to do that is really pouring into myself. You know, giving myself the time, the energy, the love, everything that I need. And that's just helped me so much in this journey, is like taking a step back to really do that. I know people are like, oh, drink your water, you know, but it's not always that simple. You know, and these things take time. Learning yourself take time. Learning how to love yourself the way you want to be loved, the way you deserve to be loved, in a way that's going to allow you to love yourself efficiently. It takes time. Like it really does. But I'm in a better place now than I was then because of this. So I just wanted to share that gem with y'all. We have reached the end of this video. Those are my updates. A lot has changed. If y'all haven't seen my other video where I dyed my hair, go feel free to watch that. It's right up there. But thank y'all so much for supporting me over the last 4 years in college, but I've had YouTube for about 5 years. But yeah, just thank you so much for supporting me, watching my journey, showing me love, keeping me going. You guys have motivated me so much. And I'm happy to share with you guys and my new subscribers that come what life brings for me, and all the things that I do. So yeah, if you are interested in just watching my journey, seeing what I do as an artist, how I navigate work life, post-grad life, maybe grad school, if that is what's written for me in the next couple of years, just subscribe to the fam, tune in, and thank you so much for watching this video. Remember that I am having a Bowdoin alumni Q&A video that's coming up. So if you have not already commented a question that you want to ask me about my Bowdoin experience, as someone looking back on it, comment down below, please, and let me know, because we want that Q&A to be lit. We want it to be juicy. And yeah, so thank you all so much for watching this video. I appreciate you. If you have not subscribed, please go make sure to do so already. And I will catch y'all on the next video. You don't need no other.
Shake that dope.
Arch your back.
Up, down, up, down.
Arch your back.
Up, down, up, down.
Arch your back.
Up, down, up, down.
Arch your back.
Up, down, up, down. Shake that dope. Up, down, up, down.
Arch your back.
Up, damn, girl.
Arch your back.
Up, down, up, down.
Touch. I wanna bounce already.
Left cheek.
Arch your back.